Next up is Dustin Walper, the CEO and founder of Newton.
We like crypto. You like crypto. Is this fate? Hi, we're Newton. You should sign up. Just saying. Doesn't that sound nice? Sign up.
Next up, please welcome Dustin Walper, the CEO and founder of Newton.
Good afternoon, everybody. You know, I don't get no respect. I looked at my family tree. Turns out I'm the sap. I'm gonna tell you. All right, so I thought about doing 10 minutes of Rodney Dangerfield because it's a pretty short talk, but I think instead I'll talk about embracing the suck, which is this industry. I don't know if any of you know this. There have been some ups and downs over the last, 5 or 6 years. We started Newton in 2018, and it kind of started as a side project. You know, when I started building Newton, I was like, you know what? I don't like what's out there. Quadriga was one of the more popular platforms in the country. There were only a very limited number of options. The fees kind of sucked at the time. So I started coding something myself. It turned into a business. We raised a little money, and we were off to the races. The only problem was that in 2018, the price of Bitcoin crashed completely. So we had just kind of gone through this amazing period where the price shot up. The ICO boom had just happened. And we were kind of getting excited about launching this new product. And of course, there we are. No one's interested. We launched to a big silent thud. And I'm like, well, that's okay because I really believe in what we're doing. So we're going to keep doing it regardless. We're going to keep working on this. I have strong conviction over a long period of time, which is kind of what you need. So off we were to the races. Let's keep doing this. The first thing that happens, we get hit by fraud. Like the first week that we're live, we get hit by fraud. We're relying on banks to do identity verification. Turns out, not the best idea, not the best idea. So we kind of get through that period, we rework our identity verification system, and we kind of keep plowing ahead. For the first year, I was doing all the support tickets myself. So if you contacted Newton in 2019, show of hands, who here is a Newton customer or user or has at some point been in your life? So that's our team over there, by the way, in case you're wondering. So if you wrote us an email in 2019, really through to the end of 2019, odds are pretty good that I was the one responding. And that was just what you had to do because we were a team of like 6 people. I wrote all the back-end code. We had one guy writing the code for our iOS app because we didn't have Android, we didn't have web, we had nothing. So it was us doing everything, wearing all the hats, doing all the things, and the market was not moving. And I thought to myself, I really believe in this. I think the future of this industry really is about decentralizing power. I believe in that concept. I'm willing to put some years of my life into it. So we kept working, kept working. Fast forward, end of 2019, we're starting to run out of money. It's looking kind of bleak. And this is kind of how it goes. We get a little bit of capital injected into the business. We're good for maybe another year. 2020 hits. Does anyone remember what happened in 2020? Or has that been completely memory hold at this point? So COVID hits, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, we're just kind of getting our feet out from under us, and suddenly we have to deal with this like massive event that we don't know where it's going to go. And we were pretty sure at the beginning of that period that everything was going to go south, crypto was done, we were going to be out of work. I told everyone, go work remote, and we'll just kind of see what happens. As it turns out, quantitative easing happened, and the price of everything exploded, and suddenly we were in hyper-scaling mode to the point where we had 20,000 signups in a day on our best day. And during that period, if any of you wrote a support ticket or a request for one to Newton, you were probably very mad at us because we had backlogs that were like thousands and thousands of tickets long, just because everyone wanted to sign up and participate in that crazy period. So, you know, we're just trying to keep up. We're hiring like crazy. We're building up our business. We did a Series A, raised a couple $1 million, and things seem to be going pretty well. You know, regulators are kind of starting to come around on the whole thing. there's a little bit of overhype. We're starting to feel like, where is this industry going? People are kind of getting a little bit too excited. We're not sure about these NFT things. It seems kind of weird that there's this platform called Celsius offering a really high rate of yield, and we're not really sure where that's coming from. So we avoided any interaction with any of these companies offering yield just because we didn't think it was safe, and so thank God we did that. And things are going pretty good. We think, hey, maybe we have a real business here. We hired up. At peak, we had over 100 people on our team. I think it was like 110 or so. And things are going pretty well. We fast forward through 2021, 2022. We're doing so well that we raised a Series B. And we're thinking, we finally made it. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to double the size of the company. We're just going to keep hiring to the moon because things are so good. We kind of forgot that this whole industry goes in cycles. And so what waited ahead for us was FTX, was Celsius, was what could have been the collapse of the whole space. And thankfully, through the work of a lot of people that are probably in this room, a lot of the companies that are in this room, a lot of the nerds like us that just really believed in what we were doing, things actually kind of worked out. So we got all the fraud out of the market. We got through it. We had just raised our Series B, and we closed when pretty much in January of 2022. And if you remember back in that period, it wasn't long after that it turned out FTX was a giant fraud. It turned out that Celsius had lent money to some people that were kind of sketchy, and we had to survive. And so what did we do? We went into just, hey, let's just hunker down for the next year or however long this is going to take. We just raised a Series B. We had some cash in the bank, but we were burning a ton of money. A ton of money, like $500,000 a month in some cases. And we're kind of going we don't have that much runway to do this forever. And so we got to figure something out. And so we went from 110 people on the team down to I think 50 at our lowest level. And we were just trying to survive because once again, just like when we launched, we weren't sure that this was going to work out. And we just kept doing it because we believed in it. And we slowly kind of climbed our way out of that. We got our costs under control. We did what you have to do, which is you have to build a business. And we embraced the suck and had fun with it. And we have actually a lot of the people that survived and stuck with us through that period are still with the company today because they also believed in it and they were also crazy enough to stick around and be part of that journey. So, we got through that period. We started to turn things around and just kept building the business. And then this year, finally we got to the point where we were actually profitable for the first 6 months of the year. We have a really amazing team. It's about 65 people in size now. Lots of great customers. I was actually just driving up from where I live now in Austin, Texas, to come to this event. And I met some people at a Tesla supercharger station that were excited to hear that I worked at Newton. And just to sort of go back to the lessons, and I'm talking a little bit, this is for people that are interested in starting businesses or thinking about an entrepreneurial path in their lives. I've been doing this for 6.5 years, and it has been the most rewarding, most terrible, most fascinating, most exciting period of my life. And if you're going to go through that type of a cycle, and I will admit, in crypto, it's accelerated. It's if you do this for 5 years, it's like any other industry for 20. It's kind of nuts. But if you're going to do something, you need to have strong conviction in the reason why you're doing it, and not just be seeking a quick buck. If I were to think about it, if I just bought a bunch of Solana or something early and held on to it, I might be better off versus doing the hard work of building a company. I don't know. I haven't really worked out the math on that, but probably. But I wouldn't have gotten to work with the amazing people that I get to work with, wouldn't have had the amazing stories that I get to tell, and wouldn't have built something that I'm really, really proud of in Newton. And so if you're going to do that sort of thing in your life, which I highly recommend you do once. I've done it a couple times, but I think you should do it once and then realize that 90% of you don't want that because it often sucks, even when it's amazing. Do it with conviction. Do something that you're pretty certain you can do for the next 5+ years, not get bored of, not feel like you're wasting your life, not feel like it isn't worth your time, and do it with people that you like and you respect and that you would spend your time with anyway. Because to me, that's sort of the key to this journey. And I think we're kind of getting to the point now where the industry is becoming more mature. It's a little bit harder to do something crazy and new, but it's still possible. And so I would just encourage everyone in this room, if you're not already doing it, start a company, try something new, try something crazy, and in 6.5 years, maybe you'll have a good story to tell. Thank you. That's it.